Peace and love, and welcome to Black Diamond Worldwide Outreach. Today, we are talking about turning faith into love as we transition from the first month of the year, January, the month of faith, into the second month of the year, February, the month of love. And there is so much love to give out, not only in the month of February because it's Valentine's Day and Black History Month and all these wonderful things, but also because love is the very action of the universe. And we have to think about how we express love, how we receive love, most importantly, what love is to us. So today we are talking about how we make the transition daily throughout our lives into the great faculty of love. And we do that through our faith in our God, through the faith in ourselves. So you know what time it is. It's time to put your fist in the air and command that good, loving energy into your world. Affirm after me, I release my faith into love. I release my faith. Matter of fact, why don't you get that energy that's all around you that's holding you back from love? Why don't you let it out? Just, like you're sweeping away the cobwebs out of your life, out of your consciousness, out of your spirit. One more time. I release my faith into love. Another affirmation. I nurture my faith in love. Today, I want you to remember to turn your faith into love. And the basic way that you can turn faith into love is by thinking in every situation, how would God love its way through this situation? I remember back in the day, we all had bands that said, what would Jesus do? But, we believe that Jesus is only the way shower. It's all about our connection to the one presence, that one power, which is God and God alone, which we are. But people want to think about God as this man upstairs that controls our lives and our emotions. So if this is you, the question always is, how would God love its way through this situation? Whatever situation you find yourself, what would God say? What would God do in that situation? We have to remember, excuse me, we have to remember that we have the power to escalate a situation in love, or we can let a situation de-escalate into chaos. We can let it devolve into confusion, into hate. These are all of the things that we have the option to do. So it means then that as we're living our lives, as we're interacting with people in our world, will we let our love shine? They say, let your light shine. Will you let your light shine in love? Will you let that love shine in whatever the situation to escalate it into something wonderful, into something great and peaceful and joyous and happy? One that everybody in the situation can walk away from feeling better. Or will you let things devolve into chaos? Will you let a minor situation devolve into bigger situations, into less peaceful situations? The choice is all up to you. Today I pray that you allow the light to shine on your world and in your world. You allow love to be the sunshine that illuminates everything that you do, everything that you are, everywhere that you go. So put your fist in the air and affirm with me, I let love shine on in my world. I let love shine in my world. Friends, I want you to always remember that you can be the example of God's unconditional love. As a matter of fact, you must be the example of God's unconditional love. That's why I don't understand Christians that talk about, and we'll talk about this in the month of February too, because there's a scripture in the Bible that to me is the most important scripture that the most important verse in the scripture that every Christian needs to remember. And it is said, again, we'll go more into detail in the month of love, in the month of February, but if a man says that I love God and hates his brother, he is a liar. Right? So it means then that, and this is the thing that so many people have against church. They want to have a deeper spirituality. They want to have a deeper connection with God, however they conceive God to be or whatever they conceive God to be. But the people in the church are snakes. They're rats. They're this, they're that. They really don't. Some people, let me not say all, because I've met some very lovely people in church, but there are some people that detract people from church because they are not living up to what everyone feels that the love of God should be. They're judging, they're, looking and having these thoughts in their mind or preconceived notions about what people should be doing and shouldn't be doing, how they're dressed, how their hair is, instead of the God within them. And people get very tired of that. People get very tired of going to church and being judged. So this is why we must be the example of God's unconditional love. If we say we're Christian, if we say we're children of God, how are we living as the example of God's unconditional love? What holds you back from loving unconditionally, without attachment, without fear, without doubt, without worry, without anything that's holding you back? What holds you in bondage from loving completely? For many people, it's the ego. It's I don't want anyone to get the best of me. So I got to put on this hard exterior, this hard shell to let them know I'm not one to be messed with, I'm this, I'm that. And so we let love devolve in our life. We let love or hatred or the opposite of actually having that pure love, that real love, that good love, being totally unconditional in our world. So these are the questions we must ask ourselves. What holds us back from expressing love completely and truly? There are so many people that I see are so, I don't even know, they want something so badly in their lives that they become kind of desperate. They're fishing for compliments. Instead of looking in the mirror and saying, good morning, world, good morning, God, good morning, beautiful, they want other people to say it. I see people on social media, Facebook and such, that their whole post is, good morning, say it back. What if I don't want to say it back, Are people so desperate for attention, so desperate for someone to talk to them, that they need to go on social media and command people to be nice to them? Command people to give them a salutation. What is going on in our world? We must know that we are loving without attachment. We are loving. People also say, did you miss me? People want to be so connected to someone else that they need to know that their absence brought horror or pain to this person's life. Did you miss me? Do you miss me? And all these questions involving other people giving us joy, other people giving us love, other people giving us satisfaction and fulfillment, when it is all in us the entire time. The God in us, the love in us should be enough for any challenge, any day of the week, any month of the year, any year in the millennium. It should be enough. Let the love that is within you be enough. And as you do, you send out that love to everyone in your life. You're able to answer the phone in a great way. Not, who is this? With the attitude. Have you ever called somebody and had the wrong number? And instead of them just saying, oh, you have the wrong number, and hang up, they want to curse you out. I've had that situation so many times over the years. Why is that? The person just has a wrong number. Let it go. Release it. The way we talk to our loved ones, let us remember our please and thank yous. Sometimes we get so accustomed to being in a relationship where people say, oh, they know I love them, they know I respect them, but we forget our please and thank yous. Always remember to do that. Another thing I hear people say, when someone walks into the room and you've been talking about them, they say, oh, speak of the devil. No, there are no devils in our world. Speak of the angel. Speak of the beloved. Let's change our vocabulary so we're always inviting in love into our lives. And it can be done. When I hear people talk about, oh, I can't control my temper, if I'm having a bad day, that just is what it is. Well, see those same people in court. Because when it's the threat of being held in contempt in court, going to jail because they can't control their temper in court, you see how fast people control their temper. If they could do it in court, they could do it for you. They can do it in your presence. So let's be kind and loving to our loved ones. If you know someone that is going through something, a challenge, a loss, people always say, oh, I don't know what to say to them. Call and say just that. Reach out to grieving people in your life. There's so many people that are grieving, and still, even outside of the pandemic, right? There are so many people that are yearning for something within, and we, as the God of love in this universe, can give them that love, can help them to see a brighter day. Remember that for someone that is grieving, it can be difficult to find the words to say, but just call and say that. I don't know what to say, but I had to call you because I love you and I am here for you. Remember, there is nothing that you can say that will make them not remember that they are grieving. So you might as well give out that love. Remember to say, I am here for you. What can I do to help? Not just give advice, oh, you should do this, or when I had this, I did this, so you should do that, and you'll be all set. No. What works for you may not work for the other person, even if it's prayer. What worked for you may not work for the other person. So it means then that as we're talking to our loved ones, we give out that love. And we are truly the example of God's unconditional love. Fist in the air, affirm with me, I am an example of God's unconditional love. And you can hug yourself, you can hug your world, hug the people in. I tell you, I miss giving out hugs. I give out the best hugs. Ask anyone that I've ever hugged. I give the best hugs. We can do this. We can be the example of God's unconditional love. We can say, I love you at the end of conversation. That's a big thing with me. I love you at the end of a conversation. Remind the people in your life that you are there for them no matter what. Show your emotion to your loved ones. Let them know how you truly feel and how much you truly love them in this world. We have to come clean with our relationships. We have to come clean with the relationships that we maintain and sustain in our world. One thing that I realized just going through life is that you can love someone but not like them at the same time, right? And this happens in all types of relationships, parent-child relationships. I see this a lot with like mother-daughter relationships, right? Because there's so much, and even father-son relationships, because there's so much alike. It causes a rift between, or so different that it causes this rift within them, where you can like your parent or your child, or you can love your parent or your child but not like them very much. People that are introduced into the family, step families, blended families, in-laws. There are so many people that can enter into our world that we love them. We would fight for them. We would, go tooth and nail with them. If they ever had to go to court, we will be the one sitting behind them, but we don't like them very much. It's all about love. And that is okay. But again, it's about us sharing the love. It's about us sharing that that love that we have for ourselves to that person in our world. We must realize that first of all, we have to ask these questions because there are some people that don't need to be in our lives. And that's the thing, we must love and everything, but we must also guard our heart, guard our love. And if someone is not giving you the love you need, then they don't need to be in your life. The question that I was listening to a podcast, and this lady said something that was so profound to me. She wanted to know if she should call an old friend and, make things right. But she said, is it worth the emotional labor that it takes to be in that relationship? And I ask you that same question. The people in your life, are they worth the emotional and psychological labor that it takes to love them? The people that we're having physical relationships with, and let me tell you something, in this month of love, we are going to talk about our intimate and yes, sexual relationships that we have with people. Because every time we share intimate space with someone, we are giving pieces of ourselves away. And that might be taboo to talk in a church setting, but it is a part of so many people's life, so we have to talk about it. We have to discuss it. I always remember Kanye before he went crazy. Or, we'll just bless Kanye with whatever he needs to overcome. Well, I'll leave it at that. But in one song he sings with Jay-Z and Frank Ocean, Church in a While, there's one thing where it says something that the pastor don't preach, right? Because these intimate connections are so taboo. We don't know how to talk about them, but we can be mature and talk about these things because, again, they are a part of life. We are giving away pieces of ourselves, pieces of our souls in these intimate relationships. Make sure that the people that you are giving yourself away, the people that you are giving pieces of yourself away, are worth it. Make sure that they are worth the gift of you. Because you are worthy of every great and perfect gift. Make sure as you give that gift out to the world, that the people that are picking it up or the people that you're directing it to, that they are worthy of the gift of you. Affirm with me, there are great people in my world. There are amazing people in my world. And I love them. I love everyone in my world. And as you do that, you're able to filter out the people that are not even supposed to be there. Next point I want to give to you. Last point I want to give to you is a saying that my mother taught me when I was bullied in school and people didn't like me and people would call me names and everything. She used to say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Here's the thing. Words can hurt, but only when we give it power. And this is a big thing for people because people always say, oh, words do hurt. That's because you're giving people the power to hurt you. You're giving people power to get into your soul. We have to learn to live above words for people who don't even know you. And most importantly, they don't care about you because if they cared, they would bring words that uplift you, that challenge you to be better, that challenge you to bring more love and joy into your world. So stop letting those people resonate something in you. Stop letting those people become who you are or what you think about yourself. You are a child of a living God. You are above what anyone else's opinion, what anyone else can say or do for you. Uplift yourself. Love yourself. And yes, again, words can hurt only when we give it power. No matter what someone says about you in the external world, it matters, only matters what you say about yourself in your internal world. Friends, let the hurt and rejection of the past experiences, let it become the fertilizer for new ways of love in your world, for new avenues to express and sustain love in your world. And as you do, you will see how you can turn your faith in your desires, in your world, in your relationships, how you can turn that faith in something good into the very action of love. in loving yourself through each experience, each challenge, each person, each experience, each place that you go, each person that you meet. You can bring that love into your world. Stay focused on that love. Stay in that love. And know that as a child of a living God, you have all the love you need in your world, not only today, but each and every day that you live and breathe in this wonderful universe. So friends, put your fist in the air and affirm with me, I stay focused on love. How about this one? I stay focused in love. Friends, continue to do this. We have a lot to talk about coming up for this month of February. Again, it is Love Month. There will be a love treatment starting on the 1st of February on our website, blackdiamondworldwide.org. Same website that you're on right now. And like I said, on February 1st, we will post a love treatment, just an affirmation that you can use every day to bring more and more love in your life. Next week, our theme is becoming one with powerful love connectors, really delving deep in the connections we have and how we're sharing love and receiving love from those connections, a more of a focused love. The second Sunday will be our Love Sunday. It will be the day before Valentine's Day. And that will kick off our week of love. Just sharing love, how we can give love for ourselves and share it to the rest of the world. The third week will be our Black History Month celebration. How we as people living in America can look at our history and love our way to the next step. And the fourth and final week of this month, February, we will be having a preparation for Lent. We will talk about why we celebrate Lent, how we should celebrate Lent, and that will lead us into the 47 days of Lent. Each Sunday in Lent, we will be looking at the seven final words that Jesus spoke on the cross. So it will be such a great month where we can think about the love in our lives, think about who we are as God's expression of love, think about who we are as a receptor of love, and really change our world for the better. Friends, I want to thank you so much for visiting us here today at blackdiamondworldwide.org. Remember to visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Follow, like, comment, and share at Black Diamond Worldwide Outreach, again on both Facebook and Instagram. Throughout the week, we post inspirational messages to keep ourselves encouraged and blessed throughout the week. If you know anyone that can benefit from that, please share with them, invite them to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And as we do this, as we share love to the people in our world, we know that we are always receiving love in a good and great way. I love you, love you, love you. Yes, I do. Be blessed.